Well, a wake-up call tonight about the smoke detectors that most of us are counting on to warn us if our house is on fire.
Fox 11 Investigates discovered alarming numbers that show often those smoke detectors don't sound at all, leaving you in danger. Mark Leland exposes the problems and the solution that's being ignored.
A kitchen stove flare-up, unattended candles, an electrical short in wiring, all common causes for household fires this time of year. And oftentimes those fires are deadly, but they don't have to be. A sounding smoke alarm is a simple fix when it comes to saving lives, when fire officials say you only have 2 minutes to get out of a fire alive. But Fox 11 Investigates found many residents might feel protected by an alarm when in fact they're not.
Unfortunately, in older homes, we see that the detectors are past their end of life, past their usefulness. There's a chance that the alarm may not go off and give you that adequate time to escape.
That's right. We are constantly reminded to change the smoke alarm batteries, but what about the smoke detector itself? According to the manufacturers, if they've been up in your home for 10 years, it's time for a new one.
The real important thing to remember is that smoke alarms don't last forever. People are told to change the batteries all the time, and you change a battery in a smoke alarm that is past its useful life, which is about 10 years, and you're changing the battery in something that isn't working.
The vast majority of fire deaths occur when there is no smoke alarm in the home, nearly 1,000 a year nationally. But even when homeowners install smoke detectors, the death rate from fires is alarming. From 2009 to 2013, more than 500 deaths a year from structure fires nationally were the result of smoke alarms that failed to operate, according to the National Fire Protection Association. The biggest reason they didn't work? About half of all smoke detectors in homes were found to have missing or disconnected batteries. In 1/4 of the homes, the batteries were dead.
8 years ago, a fire that started on the front porch of this home here in Madison claimed the life of a student. The home itself had 6 smoke alarms, but all of them were disabled. The fatal fire, though, prompted Madison to enact tougher legislation.
Station here reporting that his brother was sleeping in the living room. 10-4.
In 2009, we passed a local ordinance that I think at the time was probably the most comprehensive contemporary ordinance in certainly the Midwest, maybe even in the country.
Madison Fire Marshal Ed Ruckrigel says the ordinance doesn't affect new home construction codes requiring hardwired smoke detectors with battery backup. But when it comes to older homes, which make up the vast majority of houses in our communities, the ordinance requires smoke alarms with 10-year lithium-powered batteries that cannot be removed.
Since you implemented this new ordinance, I mean, things have improved?
Remarkably. The number of fire fatalities in Madison has plummeted, fortunately.
Ruckrigel credits the new ordinance and the awareness it raised with saving lives. Madison fire fatalities went from 5 deaths in 2007 to 0 the following 3 years as that ordinance went into effect. Now Ruckrigel's push for a tougher fire safety ordinance has been mimicked in other parts of the country. State legislatures in places like California and Florida have passed similar measures requiring the installation of smoke detectors in homes with 10-year non-removable batteries.
Is this something the state should be looking at doing and making it statewide?
Oh, definitely. This is, if the state were to look at the data, I think they would say yes, that it's something that should be a statewide initiative.
Fox 11 Investigates wanted to know why Wisconsin hasn't followed Madison's lead in saving lives. So far this year, 38 people have died in house fires in Wisconsin. I caught up with State Senator Roger Roth of Appleton, a third-generation home builder who is well-versed in fire codes and smoke alarm requirements. He promised to look at the legislation that hasn't been updated in decades.
As technology changes, I think it's incumbent upon the legislature to look out there and just make sure that our statutes are keeping up with technology. So this might be something that we need to take a look at.
It would be an excellent idea if we had 10-year lithium battery smoke alarms in the older homes.
The Green Bay Fire Department inquired about Madison's 2009 ordinance when it was approved, but was hesitant to initiate a local change, I'm told due to the cost of implementation. While you could never put a price on saving a life, it should be pointed out the newer technology with the sealed 10-year battery is actually less expensive than the models where you have to include the cost of replacing the batteries every 6 months.
Why didn't Green Bay follow up on it?
That's a great question. There's a lot of work that goes behind. It has to happen behind the scenes for you to propose something.
Now might be the time for Green Bay to look at this ordinance.
I think the time would be much better right now, correct.
Craig says the department would support a statewide change requiring the tamper-proof 10-year sealed batteries and smoke alarms in an effort to save lives. For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Mark Leland.